fresh fruit mixed with the oatmeal, and we'll talk about that later. Okay, very good. You guys can put your things over there. Now, so to begin our day, we want to eat as simply as possible. The thing about fresh fruit, how long do you think it takes to digest fresh fruit? Very close, about 20 minutes. And depending on the fruit. Now, you know that bananas are heavier than, say, kiwi or whatever. So some fruits may take longer. Avocado is actually a fruit. It's pretty heavy, but it would take more like 45 minutes as with the banana. And by the way, if you really ever want a good snack, bananas mixed with avocado and maybe a little bit of mango is delicious. With a little lime juice on it, just for a snack in the afternoon, that would be a good picker-upper. All right, so not much digestion time, so you're helping your body eliminate. Of all those processes that we talked about in that cycle, which one do you think takes the most energy? It's an energy zapping bodily function. Perfect, digestion. In fact, digestion really takes so much energy from our bodies that the more difficult, heavier foods we eat, and if they are combined in a way that makes them hard to digest, then we're really robbing our bodies of a lot of energy that we could use for other things. Okay, and that's where I want to go next with this. There are some foods, so I need 3 more volunteers. If we've got 3 different ones, that's great. If not, we can. Okay, sorry. No, thank you. All right, they're showing some food combinations. Which one of these would you say that you would really like to put together at a meal? It sounds, oh, yummy, yummy, yummy. We've got chicken and strawberries, we've got pears and potatoes, and we have dried beans and nuts. And some people might say, well, beans are kind of like the nuts, but I'm talking about, the nuts they have.
I would just eat the chicken and leave the rest.
There you go. There you go. And that would be better than mixing those two. It really would. Anyone else? Do any of those combinations sound appealing to you? No, not really. Now, on purpose, I picked out pictures that, obviously probably wouldn't put together and wouldn't taste good. But there are foods that are considered, and if you look at your handout, those of you that have that, on the second page, where it says food pairing or food combining, we notice that starches will mix with vegetables. So some some vegetables are even starchy, like carrots and different squashes. But potatoes and all those things, and even all the greens mix just pretty well with anything. We're talking not broccoli, we're talking like spinach and kale and romaine and celery and any of those, like parsley or all of those greens. They'll mix pretty well with anything. They're just pretty neutral, and they'll move through your body pretty fast. Proteins mix with vegetables. So if you're going to eat meat, like we had the picture of before, with or heavy proteins like the eggs and the bacon, you would probably want to pair that more with an item that is more in the vegetable nature. You might say, bacon and eggs with a salad. And totally not familiar to us at all. We just really don't see that. But that would be a good pairing rather than putting it with the bread. And I know that throws out the whole idea of what do we have every day in our life almost, where you put a protein and a starch together. Think meat and what do we use? Meat and potatoes, correct. How about for lunch? You might have a sandwich. So you got your meat and you got your starch. And really those two, if you look down, proteins and starches don't mix so well. And I'm not making this up. We have in our bellies these acids that help our food to digest. And I'm sorry, you guys can sit down, make it more comfortable for you. Thank you for doing that. So that certain things digest with one kind of acid, and you know, there's a certain one for starch, a certain one for protein, certain ones for whatever else, you know, we put into our bodies. And we talked earlier about the fruit digesting the most quickly because it doesn't require much of that hydrochloric acid in our stomachs that is needed to digest the heavier foods. Different proteins do not mix, different starches really do not mix. So if you're going to have meat at a meal, and by the way, I would ask you to find good quality meat. If you go to the grocery store, what do we know about some of those products at the grocery store as far as meat is concerned? Okay. Antibiotics, hormones, etc. Have you ever driven by a feedlot? Have you ever driven by there when, you know, I just remember it was raining one time and I go, oh, those poor cows. But if it gets